The Supreme Court just struck down Joe Biden's crazy Title IX ruling, pro-radical gender ideology Title IX rules, 5-4. So Title IX protects girl sports. Basically, it does a few other things, but women's rights in schools and women as distinct from men. So women have certain rights and privileges, and they're different. Men and women are different. We used to all agree on that. Joe Biden wanted to change that, and in Title IX, changed the protection for rights on the basis of sex to rights on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation, which undermines protections on the basis of sex. To use a simple example, if a woman has a right to her own bathroom because she's a woman, but then you change that right to a right on the basis of gender identity, now you're saying a man has the right to use that bathroom because he identifies as a woman. But if a man has the right to use the girl's bathroom, then the woman necessarily no longer has the right to have her own bathroom absent men. Title IX initially said girls have the right to their own sports teams in schools. And the Biden agenda here says men have a right to play on the girls' sports teams. If men have a right to play in the girls' sports teams, then the girls no longer have a right to their own sports teams. You got to pick one or the other. So the Supreme Court came down on the side of the girls. The Supreme Court ruled that the updates, which were supposed to go into effect August 1st, are no bueno for now. So this decision is not a final ruling. It just kind of holds up the process of Biden changing things. There are other lawsuits challenging the Title IX rule. Those cases will now return to lower appeals courts. Now, as a result of that, the matter might go back up to the Supreme Court, but it raises a big possibility that even fewer people are talking about, which is the reason the Biden administration felt so empowered to go after Title IX and to inject into Title IX is because the Supreme Court already allowed the libs to do that through Title VII, which is civil rights law and employment law. There's so much more to say. First, though, go to goodranchers.com/dailywire and then use promo code Knowles. I know that's a real roundabout way of doing it, but that's what you got to do. goodranchers.com/dailywire, promo code Knowles. Try to keep that straight in your head. I don't know. That's a lot of moving parts. But when you do that, you can celebrate Labor Day the American way with top quality American meat from Good Ranchers. All Good Ranchers products are sourced exclusively from local family farms without any antibiotics or hormones. Pre-trimmed and individually packaged, Good Ranchers makes it easy to eat healthier and live happier. I teamed up with them to curate my own personal box filled with my favorite cuts. You can get my box, the Michael Knowles box of all the good stuff, sweet little Elisa cooking it for me left and right, at goodranchers.com/dailywire, promo code Knowles. Then you can help me win the Golden Rancher Trophy, which I need. I don't want Walsh to have it. I don't want Ben to have it. I don't want Drew to have it. I want me to have it, okay? goodranchers.com/dailywire, promo code Knowles, and you'll get all the delicious food that helps make up my beautiful breakfasts, lunch, dinners, all the rest of it. And you get $25 off your first box, free express shipping, and your free add-on for a year. goodranchers.com/dailywire. Promo code Knowles, goodranchers.com, American meat delivered. There was a case some years ago now, I guess it was going back to 2020, where there were a couple cases that were pushing in this direction. The one that I've talked about on the show a lot was the Harris Funeral Homes case, where a fella decided he was going to start wearing a black dress to work in his funeral home. And the owner of the funeral home said, hey, man, you can't do, people are grieving here. You're creating a huge distraction for them. It's really not about you and your, this is more about the grieving families. That's what our business serves. And the guy sued. And then there was this ruling on a related case that said, yeah, actually protections on the basis of sex in Title VII are protections on the basis of gender identity. So undermines protections on the basis of sex. So the libs thought, okay, if the Supreme Court ruled that way on Title VII, they're going to rule the same way on Title IX. The thing is, in between those two cases, we lost a liberal judge on the court and we gained a conservative justice on the court. We got Amy Coney Barrett in the meantime. So Neil Gorsuch, who is supposed to be a conservative, Neil Gorsuch is the reason that the Title VII rule went through back in 2020, because he sided with the libs on on the Bostock case. But even though Gorsuch sided with the libs on this ruling, it wasn't enough. It was still 5-4 because now we have Amy Coney Barrett on the court. It shows you how important these judges really are. How important getting every single one of these judges can be, because while the Supreme Court is unanimous or nearly unanimous a lot of the time on these crucial cases that determine how the country is going to move into the future on important social issues, it can be really, really close. So the question is now, not only what will happen with Title IX, do the girls get to keep their sports? Do girls get to keep their bathrooms? Are we going to have in schools? Could the court overrule the Title VII decision? The issue is still a very, very live issue. The libs want to pretend it's all settled. It's not settled. It's completely absurd. If we keep pushing hard, if we win this election, if we stop the libs from totally destroying the Supreme Court, as Biden is proposing right now, if we can get maybe even another conservative judge on the court, we have a chance to make some real gains, because the Supreme Court is, for now, probably the most powerful branch of the government. And we're pretty close. The Supreme Court is signaling, hey, conservatives, don't lose hope. There's still a chance that you can wield some political power to help restore even some semblance of normality in the country. Hey, conservatives, you don't need necessarily to live in a Monty Python sketch. That was a great clip. Now hold up, ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.